and welcome to the Outrageous Grace podcast. We are so glad you're here. We are your mom and daughter co-hosts. I'm Marcy Hess.
And I'm Tylee Fieros, and our heart behind this podcast is to encourage you in your relationship with Jesus through raw conversations. Let's get into it.
Well, hello there, and welcome to the Outrageous Grace podcast. Grab your favorite hot drink and join us because we are excited. This is going to be so fun. There are a few changes I want to tell you guys about. If you've listened to my podcast before, you know that I've chatted with ladies around me who were so good at pointing me to Jesus, and I wanted to share that with you guys as well, just to encourage you. Well, that's still what I want to do. I just want to change it up a little bit. I want you to be encouraged in your walk with Christ and know that God is an awesome God and we can just serve him with passion. But I thought a little change in format would be life-giving to the podcast. So we are changing the name. We are now Outrageous Grace Podcast, and I'm super excited about that. And I have invited my daughter Tylee to join me as co-host. Hey, Ty.
Hello.
All right, I'm going to let her introduce herself in just a minute here, but let me quickly introduce myself. So I am the oldest of three. I grew up as a pastor's daughter, and my dad still pastors a church about 70 miles away from me. I love moving, and I consider myself just a little bit of a gypsy. I'm an Enneagram 7, which means I love parties, events. I'm enthusiastic. I'm excitable. I met my hubby in 1993, and we married in 1994. Our story is a little difficult and a little rough. Brett was an addict. The first 8 years we were married, and then we separated and divorced in 2009. And during our divorce, Brett went to rehab. He turned his life around, and he began this relationship with Jesus and really honestly became this man that I had always wanted to be married to. But the trouble was at that point, we were not married. We were divorced. So God was really gracious to us, and through his miraculous hand, we married in 2005, and we've been married ever since. So we have three amazing daughters, and Tylee is our middle daughter. We call Utah home, but I am always ready and willing to move if God should ask. And I often ask him if he wants me to move somewhere, but so far he has said no. Okay, Tylee, why don't you introduce yourself?
All right. Hello, everybody. I'm Tylee, or people call me Ty all the time. As mom said, I am the middle child of three, and I love it. Love being the middle child. I'm an Enneagram 4, which means I'm very individualistic. I like to be unique. I have a lot of emotions, very in depth, all that good stuff. I love the outdoors, and I have also been married to the love of my life for almost 6 months now, so that's super exciting. As my mom shared, all her story about my parents is basically my childhood, so I'll just skip through all of that. And then as I was a child after their divorce, I just struggled a lot with fear. That has been a very defining thing for my life, that I've struggled with in various forms throughout the years. And I had a lot of separation anxiety, wouldn't ever leave my parents' side. And then when I became a teen, I went to the opposite side, and I really isolated myself, kind of shut everybody out, started struggling a lot with like depression and going into some self-harm things and all that genre of stuff. I also got involved in kind of a bad relationship. And so, yeah, those kind of few years in junior high school were pretty rough. I felt like I was living a double life. I had this relationship with the Lord on Sunday, and then through the week, felt like I was living a completely different life. So I just felt like there was a huge war on my heart and my identity in that season. And so I decided to drop out of high school. Mom doesn't like when I say that. She says that I graduated early, but I say I dropped out anyways. Whatever I did that my junior year, and I decided to move to Texas to go to Bible college and really kind of start fresh, and create a new life for myself. And I did. I really met the Lord at soooo. He wrecked my life in the best way. Such an aggressive word, but it was really beautiful. He has redeemed my entire life, my mental health, my identity, and all that stuff. Even my relationships. I met my husband at school. We dated and got married this summer in 2021. And we now have an apartment with a little puppy. And our life is not perfect, but the Lord has been so good to us, so good to me. And he has truly poured out an outrageous amount of grace over my life and over my story. And I'm just so grateful. So that's a short version of all of
Awesome.
that.
So good. That's so good, Ty. Well, we thought that we would just share really quickly what our focus is going to be and kind of what you can expect from us. So like I said before, we wanted to encourage you. We want your walk with Jesus to be something where you know that there are people who are going with it, going with your walk. Wow, that's difficult to say. Going along the journey with you. How's that? And those difficult seasons of life, and encouraging you to be part of what God has for you. And so we want to equip you. We want to be super authentic and hopefully very raw and very real. And so Ty and I are going to do our very best not to sugarcoat parts so that you're impressed with us, but that we're very real, and you just can walk this road with us, and we hope that brings encouragement to you. And so that's kind of in a nutshell what our hope is, to just walk with you, and maybe even break down real life and Christian sayings, right? So that we help understand what that looks like in our real lives. So so go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, so just like Mom said, our heart is to just encourage you guys in your relationship with Jesus, with these raw conversations that we want to have with you about marriage or relationships, whatever that looks like, about our personal stories with hurt to healing, or our brokenness to our redemption, and kind of how we did that, like the realistic, the raw side of it, not just the cool story of, oh, I struggle with this and now I'm healed, but like realistically, like what does that look like in life? What does that look like with your relationship with the Lord? What does that look like on a raw scale, not just A to Z type of thing, but what do B through Y look like? So that those are a couple of the topics that we want to talk about. I'm sure there will be a lot more. But yeah, we're really, really excited. I'm excited to be a part of this. Thank you for letting me be a part of this.
Yes.
Want it to feel like you're just sitting here at the table with us, and we're just all drinking coffee together, talking about real life.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope you feel that.
Absolutely. Well, this is exciting. Thanks, Ty, for being willing to join me. And we can't wait to chat with our next episode and to meet with you, the listener, here at the table with us. So, all right, Ty, we ready for this next season?
So ready. Thank you so much for joining us today. Don't forget to like this episode and subscribe to our podcast and share it with your friends. You can also find us on social media and on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. All that is at outrageousgrace.podcast. We can't wait to see you next week. We love you all.